To be honest with you, it's a part of the study design, therefore we teach it. There's not really a great need to use this method. Whenever you got a CAS calculator, you certainly wouldn't use this method. But let's have a look. We've got x squared plus 4x plus 2 is exactly equal to a multiplied by x plus 2 squared plus b. So we've got our expanded quadratic, and we've got the same equivalence here, but in turning point form. We need to work out what the a is and what the b is. So my first job is I'm going to take the quadratic and I'm going to expand this right hand side here. So x plus 2 squared, that will become x squared plus 4x plus 4, and I've got the a in front. In my next line, I multiply the a through, and I end up coming up with this statement: x squared plus 4x plus 2 is equal to ax squared plus 4ax plus 4a plus b. So now what I do is equate the coefficients. So if I look at the x squares, I've got a 1 equal to an a. So I can come up with 1 equals a. If I look at the x's, I've got a 4 equal to 4a. So I have 4 equaling 4a, and of course that also can simplify to being 1 equal to a, which of course is in agreement with this, otherwise we've got something majorly wrong. Now let's look at the constant. So the constant here is 2. And here, this is the constant 4a plus b. 4a is the coefficient of x, a is the coefficient of x squared, and 4a plus b is the constant, which is equal to 2. So I have 2 equals 4a plus b. We know that a is equal to 1, so I sub that in. So I end up with 2 equaling 4 plus b, and finally negative 2 equals b. So a is equal to 1 and b is equal to negative 2. Similar approach here for problem 2, except for the algebra is a bit more intense. So I need to work out a, b and c, given that 2x cubed minus 24x squared plus 96x minus 123 is equal to a multiplied by x plus b cubed plus c. So there's the expanded format. Here's the partly factorized format. First job, I've got x plus b all cubed. Now there's a rule for this, but chances are you're not going to remember that rule. So I'm just going to rewrite that as being the linear x plus b multiplied by x plus b squared. Notice I've thrown that in square brackets just to make it really clear that I've got the a being multiplied through the whole lot. The expansion of x plus b squared becomes x squared plus 2bx plus b squared. I'm now going to take the x and multiply everything through. So I'm going to have x times x squared to give me x cubed, x times 2bx to give me 2bx squared, x times b squared to give me b squared x. Now I'm going to take the b through. So I'm going to get b times x squared to give me bx squared, b times 2bx to give me 2b squared x, and b times b squared to give me b cubed. In my next line, I just take the a and multiply all the terms through, so I've done that here, and I've still got this c. And now I try and break it up so I can rework it so it's clear for me to see that the coefficient of x cubed is a, the coefficient of x squared is 3ab. So if I look at my x squares, I've got an x squared here, which is ab, and I've got an x squared here, and in front of that I've got 2ab. So if I add my 2ab with this ab, I'll get 3ab. So 3ab is the coefficient of x squared. If I look at my x's now, running through, I've got an x here, so that is ab squared in front of my x, and I've got my other x here, and I've got a 2ab squared in front of my x, so altogether that's 3 lots of ab squared for the coefficient of x. And I'm left with my constant, so I have ab cubed plus c, so these are my constants here added together. So now it's equating the coefficients, so I can say that 2 is equal to a. I can say negative 24 is equal to 3ab. I can say that 96 is equal to 3ab squared, and I can say negative 123 is equal to ab cubed plus c. So obviously a is equal to 2. I've got this equation. I just substitute a equaling 2. I can establish that b is equal to negative 4. Here I've got a and b. I already know what they are, but this just verifies that I'm on track. I get 96 equaling 96. But this equation has an unknown c, which I need to solve for the final little piece of my jigsaw. I've got a negative 123 equaling ab cubed plus c. So a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 4, and I can go through the algebra and work out that c is equal to 5. So there it is, a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 4, c is equal to 5. So in other words, what I've got here is that this cubic is equal to 2 lots of x take away 4 cubed plus 5.